I saw that you guys really enjoyed the last milking video, so I'm gonna do the other one, just this one, showing other stuff in here, a little bit more of the milking barn and the milk tank room. So don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Everything helps out, and the more you guys do that, the more of these I can do, or will do, because I see you guys like it. So don't forget to like, comment, and definitely subscribe. It's free. I mean, you ain't hurting nothing. Just see more. So I'm gonna do another video of milking, and then I'm also gonna probably go more in the tank room and show that a little bit more. So we'll get to that. They're in here putting on first herd. They got the first side on. So we're gonna go into the tank room and I'll show you that. Yeah, come through this door. So we got two tanks. We got the little one, the big one. And then they're milking into the little tank right now for the afternoon shift. I'm not sure how many gallons it is, but we can hold the whole day of milking, so all 3 shifts, and then some more, but every day both tanks get emptied, so they can both get washed every single day. And that gets done by the milk truck drivers. After they pick up the milk, they come and turn on the washes. The milkers will put the chemicals in to the wash jars. These right here. Each tank has their own set. That's for this tank. The one over there is for that tank. They just fill up the jars, and then the milk truck drivers, when they empty the tanks, will make sure that the tanks are washing. What you see behind me is a bunch of holes, and that's because that used to be this right here, but this was the old system right here. And they converted it with the new parlor over to this, so there was a lot of crap that got taken out. All this right here is pretty much the wash and milking system to turn the entire parlor on and off. So you pretty much hit off when you're done milking, which you can see is the top one, and then milk when you turn to milk, and wash for wash. And then on the other side of this room right here, there's it's all computerized. It funnels out of 2 55-gallon drums and mixes the chemicals perfectly into the wash tank right here. That mixes it with hot water, and then they have to change a couple valves over to make sure that everything is going correctly. But that's pretty much how the wash system is done. It's all electrical. What we have on our farm to cool our milk, because every farm has to cool their milk. Some farms, their milk goes straight to the tanks, and then they have their tanks cool it, because every tank has to have a cooling system on it. And then what other farms have is a plate cooler, which is this right here. It pretty much just runs cold welled water through it. So every other one's water, and the other one would be milk. And it just cools it down like a radiator pretty much, and then it goes into the tank. And that would go in at like 34 to 37 degrees, in that range. You have to have milk under 40 degrees to ship it, but you always want it colder. You don't want it freezing, so you gotta have it perfectly balanced. But what we did was, a couple years ago, one of our tanks, the older one right here, in the summer, the cooling system had a problem cooling all the time. It would still keep it cold, but you could tell it was struggling when it was high 80s, 90 degrees out. So what we did is we bought a chiller, which is this right here, and that uses glycol, this right here, instead of well water. And outside, which I'll show you, are 2 compressors, pretty much AC compressors. So those pump a gas into these tanks right here, and that takes the hot gas and converts it into hot water. What this is doing is it's taking the cold water and it's heating up with the hot gases, and it's pushing it up to around, or heating it up to around 120 degrees, give or take some. And that's allowing the water heater in there to not have to use as much oil, so we're saving money on oil, because that heat off these gas lines are always going to be like that. So we're kind of just using that as a second source, so it's helping us save some money there. And then this doesn't have to, you don't have to have this. We just did that to use less oil to heat the water up, because we need to heat the water up for the main wash system. What putting the chiller in allowed us to do is, it allowed us not to have to buy a new tank. That would have been a lot bigger of a pain in the butt, because we would have had to take out one of these walls and move all the other coolers. Now you may be asking, why do they both look like plate coolers? Because basically they are. They're both plate coolers, just the chiller one is a little bit bigger, but the only thing that's different is the water plate cooler, which what we've had for years, is just running off water, while the chiller one right here, the bigger one, that's running off the glycol. And I showed you that a little bit earlier. So now I'm going to show you the compressors outside. That right there pretty much does the cooling process of the chiller. All these are out here are basically big AC compressors. There's 2 of them. They don't really run too much in the winter because it's so cold already, but in the summer these will sometimes really get going. So this milk room, I think, is pretty much from when they first built the barn. So it's very old. These tanks have never been taken out since we've owned the farm. So these are still the original. The only major things we've ever done is change the wash system to that nice electrical style and put in this chiller really. And we did that just because of that tank thing, and it's allowing us to use a lot less water, because before we used to really have to hammer a lot of well water through the chiller to allow the milk to cool down to what's needed, and we're saving on water. We'll go back into the parlor where they're milking. They're putting them on. It just sounds like a train in here with the pulsators. But as soon as the machines come off, the pulsators one by one shut off. But can't show you much. They're all on right now. So when the cow comes off, you'll hear the air right there. But while it's coming off, the pulsator's off. So it's not pulling on it, and then that air that you hear after it's hanging right here, it's just because the jar is opening and it's sucking the system clean. And then it drops down after a couple seconds so that it's out of your way. This side's almost done. They're waiting for 2 cows. Oh, they're waiting for 2 cows up there. But sometimes if you got a couple slow ones, you'll have that, and the other side will beat it. We have different color bands. Every farm has their own colors and own reasonings. If it's a pink one, for us that means you put it on manual, which is just a button up here. And the manual is just because sometimes they milk a little too slow and they'll go too slow for the timing of the dump jar. We only have a handful of cows in the barn like that, but it's better to run them on manual than not be able to milk them at all, because if you ran it on automatic, the cow could get mastitis because she's not getting milked out correctly. If you want to leave around a pound or so around in the cow. So Ben just sprayed the first 7. He's stripping them right now and wiping. Every cow gets their own towel, so that way we're not bringing bacteria from one cow to the next. And then everybody has to wear gloves. It's just an extra protection. You do around 2 to 3 squirts in each teat. And then Kenny's down there working on the last 6. After he closes the last gate to make sure all the cows are in, he starts on his section. Ben has learned the quick way of putting them on. That's for sure. I'll give Ben credit there. I can't do it. I'll throw 2 on at a time. But. can't do it that fast. I'll give him credit. He definitely learned a talent there. Kenny's down there doing his side. He's almost done. Ben's already putting these on. He messed up. Wasn't fast enough. It is a talent. Wow, most people do it like Kenny does with 2. You can put 2 on at a time, and then 1 and 1.
Ain't no good at 1.
What?
Ain't no good at 1 at a time.
Hey, it don't matter. It don't matter how you put them on as long as you do it correctly. And they don't happen often, but sometimes. That's why you always got to keep the floor clean. Because every now and then you'll kick them off. But pretty much as soon as they come off, you gotta reset that, because the auto takeoff will kick in and you're trying to put it on, and because it's been off for so long, the timer will go off that there was no milk, thinking that she was just empty, and it'll pull it out of your hands while you're trying to stick it back on. So you pretty much hit the remove button and hit it again to put it back on. We got cows waiting. Every cow is named on our farm when they're little calves. I don't even know how to... I think we ran out of names. Like the 3rd one's is Silly. There's some... The 4th one is Spice. I don't even know how to pronounce some of these names. We literally ran out of names. We went through an entire... we went through like 3 children's naming books. And then we started naming them colors. I think every single element was at one point named on a cow. Like, most people don't name them, so we just started naming them anything and everything. But they all do get a name. Just chilling. But these are all put on. They're bringing in the next side. They come in pretty calm. Those are coming off on this side as cows are coming in, so by the time they're done here, that side will be good. It's starting to steam in here. You can tell winter's coming. That is...
I know, I can't wait for that snow.
Snowmobile season?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna let them be. I think this will be the end of the video. They're milking cows. So, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll make more if you guys like them. Got anything to say, Ben?
Yeah, like, share, and subscribe. 802 Farmers. It's free.